So for those of you all who don't know, this is what we call a resurrection cabin. I know it don't look like much right now. This old farmhouse is probably over 100 years old, who knows? But we just call it, I think it's actually under 100 years old actually. But we call it the 100-year-old farmhouse. There's like a sink in there that's from like 1950 or 1940 or something like that. But this part of the property over here as well, and the property goes all the way back into the timber back there.
We don't belong here. I want more out of life. The longer we stay here, our boots get stuck in the mud. Let's pack up a life, baby, and call it a night. 'Cause the longer we stay here, the harder the fight.
All right, y'all, it's I.A.G Farms, all about God. Finna head down and open the gate. Got a visitor down here this morning. Once you get the mobile home set, the fire marshal has to come and inspect it so that you can get electrical hooked up. So I'm gonna head down here on the four-wheeler and open the gate real quick for the fire marshal to come and inspect the mobile home so he can give us our permit to get electrical. So let's get on down here and open the gate up. How's everything looking so far?
Everything looks good.
Good.
Who can you get past?
The regional homes in Pearl, they contracted it all out. What the guy said was that the ground was already kind of sloped, so he just used the dirt that was already here.
Yeah.
And he said that it would be better because there was less chance of settling. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I can kind of see right along up in here. If the water come off the roof, we probably gonna.
For real?
Yeah. So we probably need to slope it.
I need to slope it a little bit more. Okay, yeah, I can get my tractor and do that.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Thanks for telling us that. I'm gonna try to get some good. I'm gonna rip those old little whatever those things are off and put some real gutters on there.
All right, you look good.
Good.
Yeah. Look, you can sit here and just look in that area where.
Oh yeah.
Slope it
Yep.
to it.
Yeah, it needs to be sloped more. I guess. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Looking good.
Good. So when I get my power pole, where should I position that power pole at?
You would have to call Energy.
Okay, so that they'll tell me that. Okay, I got you.
They'll tell you where you put it at.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
You good to go.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man.
Be blessed now.
All right, save you out.
Yes, sir. All right, so we passed our inspection. Now we can get power. Love it.
So you putting that on YouTube?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a little YouTube channel.
What's your channel?
It's I.A.G Farms. Yeah, look it up. Yeah, check it out. I.A.G Farms. Yeah. I think you enjoy it. Yeah, the I.A.G stands for It's All About God. Yeah. That's right. Yes, well, that's what we kind of use this property. We got this property and about 10 acres down the road on Bill Strong, and we kind of use both properties like as ministry, you know, because that's our past in the city. Because I'm a pastor, I pastor our ministry in the city called the Walk by Faith Movement Ministry, and we like did a whole lot of work in the community. You know what I'm saying, like getting outside of the four walls of the church. You know what I'm saying, because the church is us. You know, it's not the building. And so what we did was the Lord kind of like grew us to the point to where, you know, he gave us, because we saw this need, you know, for like young people in the neighborhoods to like do something, to be able to work with their hands. And so he spoke to us from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. And he said, let him who stole steal no more, but rather let him work with his hands so he can have something to give to those who have need. And so we bought these properties. That's what we do when we bring young kids down and teach them how to work with their hands. You know, and then we use the proceeds, whether it's animals, we raise pigs on pasture, you know, whether it's animals or vegetables and things like that. And we take those things, you know, we fill our freezers, but we also give away to people that's in need, you know, and then try to bring them down, you know, instead of just giving them something, we bring them down, let them work, and then kind of give somebody else some, you know, and kind of keep it going like that. Yes, sir. So check us out. Most definitely. Yep. I.A.G Farm. Check us out on YouTube. Yes, sir. All right.
Have a blessed day.
You too, bro.
All right.
We're going to have a new subscriber. The fire marshals are going to be subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
We're going to do everything right now.
The fire.
We can't take no shortcuts now. We got inspectors subscribed. But all right, y'all, we passed our inspection. So I love it. I love it.
Now we can get a power pole back.
Yep, we can get a power pole now. We can get power.
You was just checking it just in case if we hook it up and it just explode.
Yeah, he was checking to make sure that everything was done right. He did say that we need to slope it on the back a little bit more back here. He says that it seems like if the water comes down, that it kind of looks like on camera when you look at it. It looks sloped to me, but I guess it's not sloped enough. But he's the expert, so we're gonna follow the experts what they say. So yeah, I get back here with the tractor and kind of scrape this ground a little bit more, because you can tell it's sloped, but like I said, it needs to be sloped more. Yep. So. Here we go, y'all. Back at the Woodlands for the first time in a long time. Let's see what it's looking like off in here. The reservation cabin still standing. And there's what we're after right there. Our box blade. Alright, so let's figure out how we gonna get her loaded up. I'm also take y'all through the woods because I need to see what the trail's looking like, because I need to bring the tractor down and get the trails clear. So I'm gonna take y'all back in the woods too as well to take a look at the trails. All right, y'all, this is it. The Woodlands. Haven't been here in a while. Haven't seen this old farmhouse in a long time. Man, a lot of work need to be done. Let me just turn y'all around and let y'all see. So for those of you all who don't know, this is what we call a resurrection cabin. I know it don't look like much right now, but we did some work back in last fall or something like that, and we tore down this wall and we just have it braced up with those things there. And yeah, our plan is to get in here and restore this this old farmhouse. Is probably over 100 years old, who knows. But we just call it, I think it's actually under 100 years old actually. But we call it the 100-year-old farmhouse. There's like a sink in there that's from like 1950 or 1940 or something like that. But this part of the property over here as well. And the property goes all the way back into the timber back there. And you don't see much timber here. This is all kind of like weeds growing up over here. I have to watch out because some of the neighbors say it's some of the biggest rattlesnakes you've ever seen. You can tell there's some under the house because Solo is intent with getting up under the house. He smells something. Might be a rattlesnake den. But this is the good side of the house here. I'll take y'all in. Not today. It's been too long since we've been in here. Like I said, the rattlesnakes probably bedded down somewhere around here. But let's hop on the four-wheeler, get it unloaded, and then we can go on back into the timber and see what the timber is looking like. Our timber out here is pretty much a tulip poplar. But we have a little, little spots of oak and pine and just different types of trees as well, but it's mostly tulip poplar, and that's a good thing because they're strong, they're long, straight up in the air, and you'll see when we go back there, it's actually to the point now where it could be timbered right now. And then we could probably make a couple $1,000 off the timber, just getting it timbered. But we just enjoy having the trails and having the woods, and we're still trying to determine what we want to do with this property, because we bought this property a year ago. I think we bought it in November. Not of last year, but the year before last. So it's like a year and like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. we've owned this property, and we just really got in here and kind of cleaned up around the old farmhouse. And I started working on it, but it just wasn't time for this farmhouse to be restored. But if you can see behind me, this road that I pulled in on, that's all a part of the property. This whole road, we own this whole road, and the trails start here. So that's enough talking. Let's get on this 4-wheeler and head back here and see what the timber's looking like. And then we come back up, we're gonna get the box blade loaded. It's pretty small. I might be able to just load it up by hand. So let's see, y'all. Let's get this 4-wheeler unloaded and head to the timber.
Live like this no more. Most of my life's been waging war till I found peace. I could have swore what she did shook me to the core, and I ain't gonna live like that no more. Well, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Trouble comes when the barmaid pours another for a man who should have found the door. Oh, when I get going, you can hear me roar, and you know I can't live like this no more. Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Hurting as bad as the years before. Living in a lie I can't ignore. Oh, I had to cut ties to settle the score. And I ain't gonna live like this no more.
All right, y'all, so it seems like all the timber on the property is doing good. As you can see, it got some big tulip poplars, big tall tulip poplars back there. Those tulip poplars are probably, before they even get to the limbs, I would say they're at least, man, some of them like they're about 50 feet until you get to the limbs. And that's the good thing about tulip poplar is that they don't have many limbs. So the limbs are all up at the top, you know, and there's very few limbs on these tulip poplar trees. And that's mostly what we have out here is tulip poplar in these woods. Like I said, we have pine, like it's one nice size pine right there. And yeah, it's pine spread out throughout the forest. See, it's another pine over there. Yeah, you see pine, you see cherry oak, you see red oak, pin oak, hickory, you know, it's got cherry right there. But mostly what you see behind me, the thickest of the timber is tulip poplar. And yeah, so and like I say, they're mature. Those tulip poplar really don't take long to get big and mature, you know, ready to harvest. Like I said, we could have a crew come through here and timber and cut our timber, you know, and pay us for the timber, but that's not really what we want to do right now. We're still actually trying to figure out what to do with this property. You know, we kind of bought this property off faith, just like all the rest of the properties. And you know, we're still praying about what to do with it. And we know one of the things that we want to do with it is we definitely want to get a mill, you know, a sawmill, so that we can mill some of our own lumber, you know, so that when we build things on the farm on this property or on the other property, you know, we can have our own lumber, you know, we can have true lumber and not have to pay the high lumber prices, not have to go, you know, and be worried about lumber prices rising or falling. And that's actually one of the things that we want to do with the resurrection cabin. We want to restore resurrection cabin with the lumber that comes from this property, with timber, you know, timber that we mill like from the woods. And we just think that would be an amazing thing to be able to, you know, have pictures on the wall about, you know, cutting down the trees and milling the lumber back here in the woods and then dragging it up, you know, to the front and framing in walls and, you know, all those things. So yeah, we want to make it like a cabin, you know, might do a timber frame cab, might do like half a logs or something like that, who knows. But Yep. But it's a blessing to come back here because I haven't been, like I say, we haven't been to this property in about 5 months now. Ever since we pulled the camper down to the first farm and we moved from the city and sold our house, we hadn't had time to come down here. But I needed the box blade because I really still don't have time to come down here. But I needed the box blade. So they just gave me, get back in here. They just gave me a reason to come down here and just check on things, see how the timber is doing, how it's growing back here. And, you know, it really needs to be thinned out here, you know, because some of these trees that are small are actually like being, you know, shaded out by the bigger trees. And so they're really just dying out. And, you know, hopefully I can get my meal within the next couple of years, you know, maybe before like the next couple of years, maybe sometime this year, I get my meal. And me and the boys will be able to start coming back here and dropping some trees and get us some lumber stacked up. Yep. And another thing that we want to do with this property is we want to, because we only have a little bit of woods on our first farm. It's mostly pasture, and it's only 5 acres. And so we want to train our pigs up on the first farm and then bring them out here, you know, and raise them in the woods and just rotate them, you know, and maybe even just have big paddocks set up already, you know, maybe even with solid fence, you know, but we'll probably do electrical fence. But have paddocks set up and I just rotate them through those paddocks. Have about maybe 5 or 6 big, like, you know, acre paddocks, like, you know, have about a 5 acre section that we have fenced off, and have, you know, those 5 acres fenced off into 1 acre or a quarter or half acre paddocks. That would be good. But yeah, it's hills and valleys out here now, and this land is actually on the move. I don't know if you can see behind me. You probably can't tell the depth, but right there, it drops straight off and it goes off into the valleys. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. You know, I wanted a property, you know, that just had character. You know, I wanted a property that had woods, valleys, hills, you know, old farmhouse on it. And the Lord gave it to us. Yep. So it's amazing. I didn't see any coyotes this time. We got a pair of coyotes that lives off in these woods. And me and the boys and Megan have seen them a couple times. And that's why I bring the dogs out with me, just in case I need some help wrestling and fighting off a coyote. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get on up here and get this box blade loaded, get back to work. I had enough fun for today. But the timber is looking good. So for those of you all who have never seen the Woodlands, for the new subscribers, this is it. This is our woodland pastures, you know. And we love it. And yeah, pray with us on the vision for what to do with it, you know, for what to do with this about, you know, 7 to 10 acre woods here. Yeah, so let me head on up to the front and get this box blade loaded up and get back to the first farm and check on Megan. All right, y'all, my plan worked. My plan, because I didn't have my other trailer to bring the tractor down here. And, you know, the big tractor hauling trailer is at the electrician's house with the power pole on it. And so I had to figure something out to get this box blade on there. I was gonna try to just do it by hand, but I said I can bring the 4-wheeler and just pull it halfway on there to get me started instead of having to, you know, pull it from all the way over there. You know, by hand, I was able to pull it. See the skids with the 4-wheeler, and they both fit in there. I was worried about was I gonna be able to get them both in there, but they're in there tight, but they're in there. Hopefully I don't break anything. Don't tell my mama. You know, this is her 4-wheeler. So yeah, if something breaks, I probably won't post this video. But if I don't break anything, y'all will see it. So if y'all seeing it, that means I didn't break anything. And if y'all never hear this video or never hear anything of it, that means I broke something and I'm hiding it from my mama. Yeah, trying not to break her 4-wheeler again. All right, y'all. So that'll be it for our Woodland trip today. Let's get on back to the first farm and see what Megan got going on.
I have this mask on because Tim was like serious with the the permethrin yesterday. Y'all have to excuse this. I have to take this off. I can't talk to y'all like this. So Tim, sprayed very heavily. So especially in the places where I'm cleaning, because the places where I'm cleaning are the worst for bugs, just dead bugs. Behind the refrigerator, all the dust and nastiness. So I just put the mask on so that I wouldn't, just kick up that the chemicals. So I've been cleaning, and I'll just turn y'all around and show y'all my progress so far and what my plan is for cleaning. So this is a spot behind the refrigerator, and it was disgusting. So basically, this just stuck on dust. This dust that got a little wet, probably from when the refrigerator was unplugged. And I just need, soap and water and some elbow grease on that. There are all types of rat traps. There's still a little poison I have to get up under here. So it's just, I've really just barely gotten started. I scraped a lot of the dust and swept a lot of just the dead bugs and the nastiness that was under there. Swept a little bit here. So basically I'm just prepping the worst places that you could, imagine in a house. Behind the refrigerator, the back corners of the cabinet. And I'm just gonna clean everything out and literally wipe every single surface, and then Tim will come back and spray again after everything has been wiped down really heavily. We're thinking actually about y'all ripping these cabinets out and going with some floating shelves and having just open shelving, mainly because we don't like bugs or mice, so we want to see if there's evidence of any bugs or any mice, and having open shelving and keeping things neat is one way to do that. But yeah, all the bugs we have seen so far have been dead. That's a good sign. There were a few just kind of like outside roaches that crept up and are now dead after Tim has sprayed, but I have not seen any of those little tenacious bugs so far. So far so good. And this is basically my update. This is almost like a before shot really for me, because I have not done my deep cleaning yet. I've just kind of gotten clutter out of the way and gotten the first layer of dirt up. So now it's actually at a point where I can clean it. So that's about it. I'm just gonna continue my cleaning and walk out here. Oh.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. I was just gonna walk out and take a breathing break.
Yeah. How's it coming here?
Really good. I was just telling them this is just kind of like the first level where you get to the point where you can clean it. So you just kind of get all the clutter, all the stuff that was lying around, and just that first like layer of dirt that you can sweep up.
Yeah.
And then you get where you can like scrub and elbow grease. And I told them that we were gonna rip these cabinets out and go with open shelving.
Yeah, well, you're talking about ripping the cabinets out.
I am.
I'm talking about painting them and just trying to figure out something to do with them where it.
Yeah, because I was telling them I don't like bugs or mice, so if I can have some open shelving that I can keep neat and we can see everything, then you know if there's a problem.
Y'all let us know what y'all think. Do y'all think we should keep the cabinets and just paint them? We're thinking about painting the cabinets white, having the walls like a gray like this, but it's kind of like a lighter gray.
Yeah.
And or should we rip the cabinets out and just do like open shelves for cabinets? Yeah. Y'all leave a comment down below. Let us know what y'all think. I know y'all gonna all go with Megan and what she says because
they love me. Exactly. But most people probably
they don't care anything about me. So
most people probably prefer
save the money,
cabinets.
Time.
Yeah, most people prefer cabinets. I think because you want to hide your stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm coming upon this like new
minimalistic. We
right?
Don't want a whole lot of dishes.
Yeah, and where I want to like keep things clean, and that'll be a motivation for me. People are just gonna go with me because they're like, the woman that's using it is the one that gets to say.
But it looks good so far though. I feel more comfortable already. Like I said, even though all those bugs were
right,
dead,
yeah,
now they're gone. Titus, you better open that door before you get in trouble. But
Clean it
even
up.
though they were dead, now they're gone, so I don't see them.
Right.
Now we'll be able to see if any new dead bugs
Right.
pop up,
Yeah.
and that way we'll know if there's any bugs actually here, you
Right.
know, still in here. So yeah, it looks good. All right, y'all, so let me go over here and show Megan how I had to show her the video of how I did it, but to show her how tight it is and how I got it on here.
Yeah,
The box blade.
Literally, you don't have a centimeter left of space.
Yeah, for real.
How did you do that? How did he do that?
Secrets.
Well, hopefully he got it on
What happens at the Woodlands stays at the Woodlands. You might not see that video.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I got it on there. What do you think?
Yeah, like for real, I could barely stick my finger. How did you get it? Well, look, I'm glad you
It's
got
on
it
there.
on there.
Yeah.
It's no telling how he did that, but I'm glad he did.
All right, y'all. So I think that's enough for today. We had an inspection.
He did something dangerous.
Exactly.
To get that
Real
on
fun
there.
stuff. Yeah, we had an inspection. The fire marshal came out today. Megan's been cleaning up bugs, and I got the box blade here at the farm now, so I can get some of these ruts out of the way and make sure that it's graded right. The boys want to be in the camera for shot now. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here, y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. It's I.A.G Farms.
It's all about God.
See y'all on the next one.
Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.